Welcome to the very second lecture of Python programming. So far we have learned that Python can store different types of data such as integers, float point numbers and boolean values. But in real world application we don't work only with numbers. Think about the apps you use every day. When you log into Instagram, what do you enter? Your username and your password. When you create an account on a website, you enter your name, email address, city, phone number and many other pieces of information. Most of this information is text, not numbers. In Python, text is stored using a data type called string. Now, question arises, what is actually string? A string is nothing but a sequence of characters enclosed inside quotation marks. A string is a sequence of characters stored inside quotation marks. Don't let the word sequence of characters sound complicated. Let's break them down. A character means a string letter, number, symbol or even a space. When multiple characters are placed one after another, they form a string. Now, for example, A. It's a single character. And if I write an apple, it is a group of characters, we can say. Since these characters are together, Python treats them as a string. So we can simply say that the group of characters is called string. Now I will be giving some examples of strings. For example, in quotation marks I write apple. I can write say name. I can write 1, 2, 3, 4, and for example I write @gmail.com. So everything which is written inside these quotation marks is a string. This is a string, this is a string, this is a string, and this is a string as well. Now this thing, if I write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you may see it looks like a number. If I print this, it will print it as a number. It looks like a number, but Python does not treat it as a number. Because it is inside quotation marks, Python considers it as a string. You can also see that if I write 1, 2, 3 and 2, 3, if we check data type of these two variables using type function, we will get to know that the data type of this is integer, which is int, and this is a text, so its data type is a string. This is one of the most common mistakes beginners make. Without quotation marks, 1, 2, 3 is an integer. With quotation marks, 1, 2, 3 becomes a string. Although they look similar, Python treats them completely different. Now, the next question is, why do we need strings? Why do we need strings? Suppose you are creating a student management system. What kind of information do you need? So I am creating a SMS, which is a student management system. So what kind of information do I need? I need student name, their email, college, address, and city. Can we store these information using integers? No. These are all text values. That's why we use strings. Now there are different kinds of codes in Python programming. Python allows us to create strings using three different types of quotation marks. The first one is single quotes. If I write Python in single quote. This is completely valid. Second is double quotes. We can also use double quotes. Single quotes and double quotes behave exactly same thing. And now we have triple quotes. Triple quotes are mainly used for writing multiple line strings or long pieces of text. Python can also contain different characters. It can contain letters, numbers, symbols, and spaces as well. For example, I write Python. I will leave a space here and then I write programming. So this empty space here is also treated as a character. A string can contain letters, numbers, spaces, punctuation marks, and special symbols. Python treats all of them simply as characters. Now there are some common mistakes which beginners often make. For example, I create a variable called name and I want to store my name in this. If I write Rahul this way, so this is completely wrong. We can't write a string directly after equals to now. What we are going to do, we have to put this string in quotation marks. Even and only after this it is treated as a string. This is correct because text is enclosed inside quotation marks. In the previous section we learned that a string is simply a collection of characters. Now imagine that I have the word Python. If I ask you, can you tell me the third letter of this word? You can answer easily because you can count the letters. But how does Python know which character we want? The answer is indexing. So indexing is the process of accessing individual characters of a string using their position. Every character inside a string has its own position. Instead of remembering these letters, Python remembers their positions. These positions are called indexes. For example, I have a string named Python. Now I am going to write the indexes of these characters here. The first letter P is stored at index 0, Y is stored at index 1, T is stored at index 2, H is stored at index 3, then we have 4 and then we have 5. Did you notice something interesting? The counting didn't start from 1, it started from 0. You might be wondering why doesn't Python start counting from 1? The simple answer is that most programming languages are follow zero-based indexing. For now, you don't need to worry about the technical reason. Just remember this rule: in Python, indexing starts from 0. Always. So this is a key point here. That is, first index is always 0. Suppose I want the first character. I want to fetch P. Which index would I use? I will use 0. But for example, if I ask you, at what index H is stored, you will answer it's 3. If we see at the memory analogy, we can take examples of locker numbers. Imagine 6 lockers. Every locker has a number. So if I write here lockers, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Imagine these are lockers with each having an individual number. Python opens the locker whose numbers we provide. If I ask for locker 2, Python returns T. For example, if I ask for locker 5, it will return n. Now the next thing in indexing is negative indexing. Yes, we can also use negative numbers in indexing. For example, I will take example of Python again. Python gives us another way of accessing characters. This is called negative indexing, which is the last character is stored at -1 index, then -2, then -3, -4, -5, and then -6. Instead of counting from beginning, negative indexing counts from the end of the string. For example, if I ask you what is the index of this last character, you will answer -1. Now, why negative indexing? Now moving to the next topic, which is string slicing. Slicing means extracting a part of string. Slicing means extracting a part of string. For example, imagine you have a loaf of bread. You don't always eat the whole loaf. Sometimes you cut only a few slices. Similarly, instead of taking the whole string, we can only take a small portion. I will again take example of Python. Now we will write the indexes. This is 0, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. For example, I write a 0 with colons and 2. So the first number tells Python where to start, and the second number tells Python where to stop. But here is a catch. The first number is included and the second is excluded. For example, let's take a look here. This is 0 and this is 2. So this is included and this is excluded. So the string from 0 to 2 is this one, which is py. Let's take another example. Let's say I write 2 and 5. Now the second index is this and the fifth index is this. So we will write T H O, but we won't write the N because the last index is excluded here. Now I will be taking few more examples. For example, if I write something like this, if you leave this space empty, the Python automatically thinks that the index are starting from 0. So the answer to this is we have 0, we have 1, 2 and 3. 4 is excluded, so I will write PYTH. Similarly, it works the other way around also. We will start from 2, 3, 4 and 5. And if I leave both spaces empty, it will return the whole string. It will return Python in this case. Now this thing looks strange, like this looks strange. We will learn the complete meaning later. For now, remember, this will reverse the string. So reverse of Python is NOHTYP. So this is called string slicing. So far we have learned what strings are, how to access individual characters using indexing, and how to extract parts of a string using slicing. But in real world programming, simply storing text is not enough. We often need to modify, search, count or format text. Imagine you are building a registration form. A user enters their name as Rahul. You don't want to display the name as it is. You want to change the first letter to uppercase. You want to write it as, display it as Rahul. or maybe you want to check whether an email contains @ symbol or count how many times a particular letter appears. These kinds of tasks are performed using string methods. Now, what is a string method? A string method is a built-in function that performs a specific operation on a string. Function that performs a specific operation on a string. Think of string methods as tools. Just like a toolbox contains different tools for different jobs, Python provides different string methods for different tasks. One method converts the text to uppercase, one to lowercase, another searches for text, another replaces text. Instead of writing all this logic ourselves, Python has already built these tools for us. So if we are with the use of string method, what we can do, if we are provided with a string, we can change text, we can search text, and we can count text. Every method has its own specific function. Okay, now I will be starting with the method. So the first one is upper. The first method is upper. The upper method converts every lowercase letter to uppercase. For example, I have Python. So the upper method will convert Python to all the letters of Python to uppercase. Similarly, we have lower. Lower converts uppercase to lowercase. It doesn't matter whether there are 1 or 100 letters, Python converts all of them. The lowercase will convert every uppercase to lowercase. For example, I am writing Python in uppercase, so it will convert it to lowercase. The third method that we have is title. So what does title do? Title method capitalizes the first letter of every word. It capitalizes the first letter. This is useful when displaying name, book titles, and article headings or certificates. For example, I write Python space programming. The title will convert it to Python programming in such a way that every first letter of the word is capitalized. Something like this. The fourth method that Python provides us is replace method. The replace method searches for one piece of text and replaces it with another. For example, imagine you accidentally wrote Java 100 times in a document. Would you manually change every occurrence? The answer is no. We can replace them automatically. For example, so what does replace do? It replaces one text with another. For example, accidentally I write I love Java and I want to change this Java to Python. So with the help of replace method, I can easily change this. Now the fifth method which we have is find method. The find method tells us the position where a particular word or character first appears, and if the Python cannot find it, it returns -1. It returns the position of a particular word. For example, if I write Python programming here, and I have to find the position of program, right? Find program. So it will return 7, which is the position of the program. The next method which we have is the sixth method, that is count. Count method tells us how many times a particular character or a word appears in a string. It returns the count of words. For example, I wrote programming and I want to find the count of A. Count A. So it will return 1 because only one time A is used. And the seventh method is, which we have, is length method. The length method returns the total number of characters in a string. Total number of characters in a string. In the string. And one thing which we have to remember always while using the length function is that length function also includes the white spaces. For example, if I write Python programming and I use the length function here, so it will return me the total number of characters including this white space also. So it will return 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Return 80 including the white spaces. Every letter, every number, every symbol and every space counts as one character. Now the eighth method which we have is strip method. Sometimes users accidentally enter extra spaces before or after their text. These spaces may cause problem while comparing values. The strip method removes extra spaces from the beginning and end of the string. So it removes extra spaces. Suppose someone wrote Python like this. So if we use strip method here, it will look like this. Okay, it will eliminate these empty spaces from before and after the word. The move strings method do not change the original string. Instead, they return a new string with the requested changes. If we want to keep the changed values, we usually assign it to a variable. So far we have learned about strings, indexing, slicing and string method, but sometimes we want to print text in special format. For example, printing text in a new line, add spaces or tabs. If we type this directly, Python may get confused. To solve this problem, Python provides escape characters. Escape characters are special characters combinations that begins with a backslash and tell Python to perform a special action. Okay, so now we are going to look at each escape character one by one, starting with the first escape character, which is new line character. It is represented by backslash and then n. It's called new line character. As per the name, this character is used to print a string in a new line. For example, if I write hello backslash n world and I run this program, it will be printed as hello. Then we will move to a new line and then we will print world. Backslash escape n escape character moves the cursors to the next line. Now moving to the next escape character, which is tab space character. The tab space character inserts a horizontal tab between the text. For example, if I write name then slash t marks, so it will add a space of one tab between these. This is space. Now moving to the third escape character, which is backslash and quotation marks. So for example, if I want to write he said, if I want to print this using Python is easy. Now if I want to print this, Python won't know where the string starts and it ends. To include these quotation marks within the printed string, we use this escape character. Now moving to the last escape character, which is double backslash. The backslash already has a special meaning in Python. To print an actual backslash, we use double backslashes. Now we know how to format text inside strings. Next, let's learn how to combine text and variables in a clean and professional way. For example, I am given a problem in which I have to print this: name equals to Rahul and age is equals to 20. If I want to print this statement as it is, so the first method which we can follow is the traditional method, which uses the print statement. So method 1, which we will use, we can write print, in double quotes we will write my name is, then I will write name, then and I am, then we write age, then we write years old. So this is a traditional way to write this problem. We can also use the second method, which uses string concatenation. Method 2. Concatenation means joining strings together. For this we can write hello plus name. Concatenation only works when both values are strings. If one value is an integer, you need to convert it first. But is there an easier way? Yes. Python provides us with a special strings called f strings, which is our next topic which we are going to cover in this video. F strings, also called formatted strings. So an f strings allows us directly to insert variables inside a string. Allows to directly insert variables inside a string. For example, if I have a variable, here variable say I have name which is equals to Lavish, and I want to print this. So I want to print hello Lavish. So for that, what we will do, inside the print statement I will write f, and within the double quotes I will write hello. Since the name is a variable, we will write it in curly braces, and after execution it will print hello Lavish. Notice the letter F before the quotation marks. This letter before the quotation mark tells Python that string may contain variables. Variables, for example, the name is a variable. The variable is always written between the curly braces. Python automatically replaces the variable with their actual values. Okay, so now we are done with all the theoretical part related to strings, and now I will be switching to Jupyter Notebook, and we will be doing some real world problems here. We will be writing some programs related to methods, formatting, and concatenation also. And at the last of the lecture, we will be solving 5 practice problems also. So for the first program today, I will be printing a string using 3 types of codes which we have used, which we have learned in the previous section. So first, I will be using double quotes here, and I will print Python. Similarly, I will be using single quotes single quotes to print programming. And lastly, we will use the triple quotes. We will write print 1, 2, and 3. Okay, wait a minute. Write 1, 2, 2, and 3. So in the triple quotes, I will write hello everyone and welcome. So this is the use of triple quotes. In triple quotes, we can write lines in terms of a paragraph also. So I will run the program. So here you can see the first print statement prints the Python, the second prints the programming in the similar way, but the third statement, in which we have used the triple quotes, it actually prints the program in terms of the paragraph. So this was the use of quotes here. Now I will write a second program in which we will see how string concatenation works. First, I will create a variable, and in the first variable, I will store Python as a string, and in the second variable, I will store program. So now I want to concatenate those strings, these two strings. So for that, I will write print. Okay. So I would like to print Python programming in such a way that there is a blank space between these two strings. So first I will write first, and we will add a back
space also here. So we add plus sign here, and we will add a one space line between these double quotes. And after that, we will add second. And now we will run this program, shift plus enter. Okay. So there we go. There we have Python programming printed here with a space between them. So now I think this is enough for the strings concatenation part and quotes part. Now we will move to the very important topic, which is string indexing and slicing. So we will be doing string indexing and slicing. So now let's create a variable in text variable. I will store a string. We can store. Okay, we will again store Python here. Okay. Now I'm going to print each character of this text using indexes. So we will print text. And now I want to print p, which is the first index of Python string. And for that, in the square brackets, we will write the very first index, which is 0. So it will print p. Similarly, we can print all the characters. Here is 1, here is 2, here is 3, here is 4. Lastly, we have 5. Okay. So there we go. There we have all the characters of this Python string. We can do the same thing using negative indexing also. Okay, so if I want to fetch the last word of Python, which is n, so for the last word in the index we write -1, and there we go. We have n, which is the last word of Python string, as a printed statement here. Now we are going to perform slicing. As we know from the word, slicing means getting a particular part of a string. We will be, okay, so I will use the Python string only here also. So for, I will print, we will write the print statement in text. Now in the indexes, we will write the starting index. For now, I will be using 0 and the ending index, which is excluded, that is 2. Always remember the starting index here, which is 0, is included, and the last index which we write is excluded. Okay, I will run this program. So it will fetch py. So p is the 0th index and y is the first index. And t is the second index. It didn't print p because p is excluded here. I will be giving some more examples here also. For slicing the same text, we can also slice the middle part, which is 2, then we have 5. So it will return th. We can also write here, I will write the print statement text. Then we will write 2, and then I will leave the blank space, which means it says start from 2 and then move to the last until the strings continues. Can you guess the output? Okay, so output is thon. Why? The starting index is 2, which is p is at 0th index, y is at first index, and t at second index. So it starts from t and it goes up to the last letter, which is n. We can also do this in the reverse order. We can print text, and in the starting index I will write no value. I will leave it empty, and in the last index we will write, for example, I write 4. Okay, so it fetch p by th. Why? It started from the first index, which is p 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sorry, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. O is at fourth index, which is excluded, so it fetched P by TH. So now we will move to the very next problem, which is a very basic problem, string problem in Python, in which we will be given a string and we have to reverse that string. For that, let's create a string first. I will name it text1 and in the double quotes I've read programming. So this is our string and we have to print the reverse version of the string. For that, I will write print text1 and in the square brackets we will write this. So this is the way to reverse a string. Now I will print this value, shift plus enter. Okay, so you can see we are provided with the reverse order of a string. So now we will be moving to the next topic, which is methods. I have already explained methods to you, and here we will be seeing the practical application of methods one by one. For that, let's create a string first. Text2, we will name it Python programming. So this is the string which we will be using, and we will apply all the methods on this one string. So, okay. So firstly, we will be printing these values in the uppercase. For that, I will write print text2. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the upper method to convert this string to uppercase values. For that, I will write dot upper, and now we will print this. Okay, so here you can see the all the values which we are in lowercase are converted to uppercase. Same thing we can use with lowercase also. For that, we will write print text2 dot lower. So here you can see the values are again converted to lowercase. The next method which we have is title method. Now we will print this. So what title method do? It capitalize the first letter of every string. So here you can see the first letter of Python is P and the first letter of programming is P as well, and it converted them into uppercase. Now the next method which we have is replace method. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace the Python word with Java. For that I will write text2 dot replace, and in the round brackets, firstly we will write the word which we want to replace. We want to replace Python, and we want to replace Python with Java. So after comma, we will write Java. Now we will print this statement. Okay. So here you can see it converted the Python word with Java, and we are given with Java programming. Now the next method which we have is the find method, which is used to fetch the starting index of first occurring of any string. For that, let's write print. We have print text2 dot find. We write program. Okay, so it returns the seventh index. Why? Let's count. P is at zeroth index, Y is 1, T is 2, H is 3, O is 4, N is 5. This space is at sixth index. The blank space between Python and programming is at sixth place, and the first letter of program, which is P, is at seventh index. So it returned me the first index of the occurring word program. Now move, moving forward, we have find method. sorry, we have count method. For example, I want to count the occurrence of word M here. So in the double quotes, I will write M and it will return 2 because M is repeated 2 times in the text to string. Next method which we have is length method, which calculates the length of a string. So we write print length, and in the brackets we will write text2, and it will print the total number of characters used in the given string. Now we are going to do what we are going to do is we are going to see the real world application of strip method. For that, I have to create another string text3. I will again write Python programming, but this time what I will do, I will leave blank spaces before and after the string. And now what we are going to do, we are going to use the strip method to remove these spaces from the start and end of the string. For that, we will print text3 dot strip. We'll print the program. So here you can see there is no blank spaces before and after the string. Now moving further, we are going to commence with our very next topic, which is escape characters. Okay, we will moving through each character one by one. The first escape character which we have is /n, which is for new line character. So let's print the string. We will be printing hello, and I want to print world in the very next line. For that, I will write \n, and then we will write world. If I run this program, okay, sorry, we have to use \n. I run this. Okay, so here we go. We have hello and world printed in separate lines. The next character which we have is tag character, which adds a one tap space between the two strings. For that, set name, we write T and write marks. Okay, shift plus enter. Okay, here you can see it between name and marks we have a one tap space here printed here also. Now the next character is double quote, in which we will print. Okay, so we will print the a string which is he said Python is easy, but we have to print Python is easy in double quotes. For that, we will write he said. And now I want to write Python is easy, and I also want to print the double quotes here also. For that, I will be using double quote, and in this double quote, I will write Python is easy, and after that, again end with and double quote. Okay, we'll print the statement. So you can see Python is easy printed along with these double quotes. So moving further, we are going to commence with string formatting. So for string formatting, I'm going to write 3 Python programs, and for the very first program, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a variable name, and I will store a name in this. Let's say Rahul, and in the age variable, I store the age, which is say 20. Now I will print this statement. So for printing, what I want to print is I want to print my name is Rahul and I am 20 years old. For that, what we will do in the double quotes, we will write my name is. After that, we will print our variable, and in the double quotes, I am. Then again our variable, which is age, then years old. Now shift plus enter. So it prints my name is Rahul and I am 20 years old. We can also use concatenation for that. Say I want to print hello Rahul. So what we will do, we will print hello plus name. So it prints hello Rahul. Now moving to the last method, and which is I would say the best method to solve these kind of problems, which is with the use of string formatting, string, or we can say f strings. Okay, for f strings, what we will do, we will write the print statement. So I will try to print this statement. My name is Rahul and I'm 20 years old using f strings. So in the print statement, we will write f, then double quotes. So this is the syntax used to write f strings. In the double quotes, we will write our string, which is my name is. Now I want to print my variable. For that, we will use curly braces, and in the curly braces, we will write the name of our variable, that's name. Now we will continue with our strings. That is, my name is Rahul, and I am again our variable, which is age, years, old. Now we will print this statement. Okay, so here what we have is my name is Rahul and I am 20 years old. So this is much easier way as compared to this traditional method. Moving further to the next segment, which is practice problem. So I'm going to solve the 5 practice problems. So the very first problem which we have is personal introduction. Personal introduction. So the statement says, write a Python program that asks the user for their name, age, and city, then print the output using f strings. So what we are going to do, we are going to take 3 inputs from the user, name, age, and city, and we are going to print them using f strings. So firstly, we will create 3 variables called name, age, and city, and we will take input from the user, input, enter name. Similarly, for age and city also, age is equals to input. We are not taking int as the input in each segment because the f strings only works with string values. City is equals to input. Okay, now we have 3 inputs, name, age, and city, and now we are going to print these statements. So firstly, we will print name, print f string starts. We will write hello, and in the curly braces, we will write our variable, which is name. Secondly, we will print the age. You are our variable in curly braces, that is age, years old. And lastly, we will print the city. Print f string starts. You live in city. Okay, so we are done now. Shift plus enter. Let's firstly we will write the name, say Rahul, age I will write 25, and then city say Delhi. Okay, so the print statements are hello Rahul, you are 25 years old, you live in Delhi. So this was the first problem. Now moving to the second problem of the day, which is string information. String information. So the question says, take a word from user and print the total number of characters, first character, last character, word in the uppercase and the word in the lowercase. So what we are going to do, we will create a variable named word and we will take input from the user, enter a word, and for the very first thing what we are going to do, we are going to print the length of the word. That will give us the total number of characters. Print length and we will use the length function, length method for printing the length of the word. Secondly, we are going to print the first character of the word using indexing. First character, and then we will write word. Since we want the first character, in the square brackets we will write 0. In the third statement, we will print the last character of the word, last character, and we will write word. And in the square brackets, we will write -1 because we want to fetch the last word of the character. Now what we will do, we have to print the word in the uppercase. We have the uppercase, and we will use upper method for this. Word dot upper. Similarly, we will print the word in the lowercase. I will copy this statement. Control C, Control V, lower here also. Now we will run this program. So I say we will write Python. Enter. So the length of the word is 6. First character is P, last character is N, and this is the uppercase, and this is the lowercase value. Moving further to the next problem of the day, problem number 3, which says reverse a sentence. What we are going to do, we are going to take a sentence from the user and print the original sentence, the reversed sentence, and the total number of characters in the sentence. So we will create a variable named sentence and take input from the user. Firstly, we will print the original value, original sentence, original. Then we will print the sentence in reverse order. That we will use indexing again. We know the syntax of the reverse, how to reverse a string, colon then -1. And lastly, we will print the length of the word. Print length of sentence, length sentence. Shift plus enter. Now, for example, I write Python program. Python underscore program. So here you can see, firstly we have the original sentence, then we have the sentence in reverse order, and then we have the length of the sentence, which is 18 words. Moving to the fourth problem of the day, that's called email formatter. So the problem says ask the user to enter the name and email address and print the name in the title case and email in the lowercase. So firstly, we will create two variables for name and email. And in the name variable, we will take inputs from the user input, enter your name, enter email. Now, firstly, what we have to do is we have to print the name in the title case. For that, we will write the print statement, print name, and we will use name.title method for this. And secondly, what we have to do, we have to print the email in the lowercase. We'll write print statement, then email, email.lower. We will write shift plus enter. For example, I will enter the name in ROHIT. So here you can see I write the name in such a way that there are uppercase character and lowercase characters also. And we will press enter. And now in the email, we will write an email. Say I write ROH1 at the gmail.com. Enter. So here you can see the name, the first character of the name is in uppercase, and all the characters of the name are in other characters of the name are in lowercase, and the whole email value is in lowercase. Now the last problem of the day, which is mini student profile. Question 5. So what we are going to do, we are going to ask the user to enter the name, roll number, course and college name, and we are going to display the information in a neat format. I will show you. We are going to display the information in this format. Here you can see we have firstly we have student profile, the name, roll number, course, and college name. So firstly, let's create four variables and take input from the user. Name, roll, college, course. And now we will take input, enter name, enter name, enter roll, enter course, and enter college. Now let's one by one print the statements. Firstly, what we have to do is we have to print this student profile. For that, what we are going to do, firstly, I will place a new line character here, then 5 dash, we will write student profile, then we will repeat the same pattern here. Now we are going to print the name. As string starts, we write name, and after the name, here you can see there is some space, and after that space, the name is printed. So for that, we will use Backslash t, which is start character. We will then print our variable name, which is name. In the similar way, we are going to print all the other values. So instead of writing, I will just Control C and Control V. So this is name. Then we have role. Then we have course name. And lastly, we have the college name. And at the end, we are going to print these lines. We will write print backslash n. We will print this. Okay, so we are done with writing the program. Now we will execute this cell. Firstly, enter name. We will enter Rahul. Roll number, say 12. Enter course. We write BTech. Then we have college. We write MPU. So here you can see we have printed the problem, the statement similar to this. So this was all for today. Try to solve these problems on your own before looking at the solution. Programming is a skill that improves with practice, not by memorizing code. If you get stuck, don't worry. That's a part of learning. Read the error, think about the logic, and try again. I will see you again in the next lecture where we will learn how to make decisions in Python using if, else if, and else statements. Thank you.